doing. But as I said, thank you everyone for joining. This is a 2023 marketing checklist that I have on the screen here. I'm going to try to make it a little bit bigger for everyone to read. Again, this is just a sample checklist. These are some things that I threw together. And I really hope everyone thinks about these as they head into the new year. So as we all know, we're all agents and we all should have a listing presentation. So the first thing that I have on here is look through your listing presentation. Are you happy with how this looks and how you are presented? That being said, there's so many different things that go into your listing presentation, right? There's a bio, there's your headshot, there's, your farm area. Is it really being showcased here? What you're being able to bring to the table as an independent contractor, as an agent, do you feel like that is being showcased in your listing presentation? And as you know, a lot of the things that we do here at agentinc, they are custom. So if you are looking for anything additionally to be added, I know Kelly McCall has added a few pages. She actually did a roadmap of what it looks like to kind of go through the whole transaction. If you need anything like that, again, please reach out to our marketing department. This goes for your listing presentation, or maybe you find yourself that you're working with more buyers. And this is something that you should also have in 2023. So a listing presentation and a buyer's consultation are two very helpful documents that you can use as a reference when you're talking to anyone you're looking to do a transaction with. So that's potential sellers or potential buyers. Third is just kind of a given. So do you have enough business cards? I actually looked in my car today. I usually keep my business cards in my car, and I was looking and I saw that I only have about 50 left. So I want to make sure that I'm all geared up for 2023 and making sure I'm getting those orders in so I can kind of start the year off on the right foot. And that being said, we actually had our very first broker of record here was Ron Mazzano, and he said something that stuck with me when I first started at agentinc. And what he would do is he'd actually bundle his business cards together. So he had, a pack of 10. He would split them out into bundles of 10 and put a rubber band around them. And he made sure that every day or every week, he was at least handing out 10 of those business cards. And, just holding yourself accountable to being able to give out 10 business cards, whether that's a day, depending on how social and out in the world you are, make it a goal. What is the amount of business cards that I can be giving out per week, per day, per month, and kind of stick to that goal and try to keep yourself accountable for it. A solidified farm area. This is another great thing that you should really start thinking about if you don't already have one. I know as someone that's in the marketing department, we constantly are having people that are looking over a widespread area. So there's constantly agents that are coming in and saying, I market Orange County, or I just do luxury real estate all around California and things like that. It's really a lot easier when you zone into a specific farm area. I know Mike Taylor's on here. He's focused in, San Diego, Rancho Santa Fe area, and he really zones into some specific neighborhoods. That's not saying that you have to just market yourself in those neighborhoods, but it really helps when you are able to zone in to a specific contact list. Typically, Scott and John say that this is between 800 to 1,000 homes. So when you're having that solidified farm area and you have that farm area of where you're planning on marketing yourself in 2023, it's really important to note, what's the turnover rate in there? How many of these homes are owner occupied? How many are vacant? Do I have all of their mailing lists? How easy are they to communicate with? Do I have their emails? Do I have their phone numbers? Or is that information not available to me? So it's really something to think about when you're heading into 2023 is what are your best farm areas that you should be zoning in on? Your marketing plan. And of course, I will get into that in a little bit here. How many calls per day can I hold myself accountable to make? So maybe that's 5 calls a day. Those personal touches are going to be your number one way of getting business. We were actually talking about this a couple of days ago. By sending out text messages and sending out postcards and sending out, voicemail drops and things like that, there will be nothing better than an interactive phone call where you are actually personally picking up the phone and making those calls. Kind of similar with door knocking. It really gives more of that interactive touch the postcards, text messages, and voicemail drops, those are really used to supplement everything that you're already working on. And as we all know, the more that the agent is the more that the prospective client is seeing your headshot, your face, maybe it's not a headshot and it's your logo, or just your name, the more they're apt to call you when they are thinking about, making a move or buying their home or their new home or things like that. How many events per year will I attend in my farm? So this is a big one. As real estate agents, I think we all know that being active as a community member in our farm is very important, whether you are part of the Rotary Club or you are part of the chamber. I know a lot of our agents are part of the Newport Beach Chamber. Things like that are very important as well. So whether you are, attending a charity event or, hosting something for back to school at your local elementary school in your farm area, things like that are also very helpful. So these are all just things to be thinking about as we head into 2023. What vendors can I reach out to in my farm area to partner with? This is another great one. I know a lot of our agents have partnered with coffee shops. Tim McBride is one of those agents that also partners with a lot of businesses as well. So, maybe you have a new coffee shop that's opening in your farm area, or if you have, a new local bakery. Sharoni has a new local bakery that opened in Scottsdale and things like that. And how can you utilize those partnerships and I guess friendships with those businesses in your farm area to help leverage your business? What CRM will I be using? Is my contacts list uploaded into the CRM? So as an independent contractor, you are able to use any CRM virtually that you would like. I know a lot of our agents use AI Touch, which is our agentinc branded CRM, and I'll get into that in a moment. But the big thing is to make sure that your farm area is uploaded into the CRM, because if you're sending out messages on your CRM, but you don't realize that you have an updated farm, you don't have an updated farm list in there, it's really going to hurt you down the line, because you want to make sure that you're hitting as many people as possible with all of those touches again, and making sure that you can add in, if you're using Follow Up Boss or if you're using Constant Contact and things like that, you can actually make notes in there whenever you have a personal phone call as well. A lot of these CRMs offer reporting. So at the end of the year, it's something that's kind of great to look into. And I know a lot of our agents are doing that right now. Kind of back to marketing. What does my branding look like? Do I appear recognizable with my marketing? So do you have a headshot next to your name? Do you have a logo next to your name? Do you have a catchy tagline as well? And these are all things that we offer through agentinc Media. Just if anyone needs anything, let me know. Does my website look correct? And it's hard to go over these and share at the same time, but does my website look correct? Is my farm area displayed correctly? So this is a great time of year to go to our agentinc website. I'm going to put this in the chat for those of you that are on a computer. You can actually go in agentinc.com/agents. Make sure that you can search yourself. Make sure that your farm area is up and correct. If you don't have one, please email me and I will assign you to your farm area, or we can build it out. Make sure your headshot looks correct. Make sure that your contact information is all correct on there as well. It's a great time to just really make sure you are geared up for 2023. What does my weekly schedule look like? So I will show you a sample one in a second, but that's how many calls do I plan to give out per week? It's kind of everything above that I mentioned. What does my social media look like? Is everything updated? Am I working on posting on each platform per month? So that's your LinkedIn page. That's your Facebook page. That's your Instagram page. That's your TikTok page if you have one. Is everything uniform? Let's make sure if you're using your own branding and things like that, let's at least make sure that it's the same font across the board, the same aesthetic across the board, because that's how you're going to be recognizable. I constantly just from social media see so many agents that are just every day, their posts all look very different. And if I'm an outside client and I don't really have a relationship with them yet, I'm not going to recognize that agent. So am I putting my headshot on things? Am I using that recognizable font? And agentinc has an amazing brand. It was actually created by one of the top graphic designers in the world. So We have all of those fonts to give to you. We have the colors and everything that you can use. And it really helps kind of the brand as a whole, because not only you are marketing yourself, but the company is backing you with our branding, and other agents are doing that as well. So, make sure that you're compliant on your social media. You have your DRE in your bio on those things. You have your, a phone number. I actually noticed, I'm not going to call them out, but a couple agents on here, I wanted to ask one of them if they could speak on the call today. And I went to their Instagram profile. That's just, I guess, how I look for contact information for agents now. It's easier for me to try to pull it versus Googling them, and they didn't have their phone number on there. So make sure it's very easy to contact you through all forms of social media. What does it look like? Do you have a cover photo that's really displaying who you are and who your brand is? So that's a very important one as well. If you're working on commercial, this is another great one. I think Jerry's on here. If maybe you dabble in commercial and you also do residential, make sure that that is also displayed. I personally did my first commercial deal this year. So I wanted to make sure that people know that I also can do a commercial deal, and to not just limit myself to residential as well. I'm already losing my voice. Passive income. What passive income do I plan to take advantage of at agentinc in 2023? This is a great one as well. So as you all know, so many companies are really starting to bring on the business model where you can bring in agents and receive revenue share. And a lot of them actually don't offer a couple of our other programs, which is elevated rewards, where if you refer someone to our auction platform, you get a referral. If you refer someone to Agent Smart Home, and I think someone this year sold an elevator through Agent Smart Home, you actually will get money back in your pocket for referring those services out. So I know everyone has their specific niche that they work in. So just think about that. What is another way that I can earn passive income through our company? Just because agentinc gives so many different ways that you can earn passive income. What is one way I will give back to my farm area in 2023? So that's a big one as well. We just started Agent Care with Tim McBride, who is our empire builder in the Scottsdale, Arizona area. This is a great person to talk to as well. He has a great program that I believe he spoke about at the sales meeting last week, it was a change agent program, and it's something that he runs. He will also be heading up Agent Care. So this is a great opportunity to kind of learn from someone of how they are able to give back to their community while also doing something that they love, real estate. So just think about what is one way I'll give back to my farmer. It can be big, it can be small, but I think as an agent, there's always something that you can kind of contribute back. And part of our mission as a company is how we can serve others in our community, serve our clients, and things like that. Who or what will help to hold me accountable for the above items? So for me, that might be, my why. Why am I doing all of this? Where do I see myself in 5 years, and how will I get there? Or maybe that's, asking Mary, how will she hold me accountable maybe she'll give me my 10 business cards to hand out every week, and to have like an accountability partner. Because I know for a fact that there are a lot of agents that are on this call right now that would really benefit and would really love to have an accountability partner as well. So it's a great community that we have at agentinc, and it's a really smart thing to utilize other agents who are kind of in the same boat as you and looking to have a good 2023. So with that, I wanted to bring up, give me one second. And like I said, I'm not gonna.
Lauren, I have just a few minutes, and I'd like to say something.
Perfect.
Okay.
First speaker, Jerry Hemberger.
Thanks. Everybody, I'm looking at folks on this call, and I've grown very fond of all of you. And this is a culture of support. And I got to tell you, in my real estate journey, I went, actually, I'll just start back prior. Out of high school, I went to one of the best business schools in California, the West Coast, whatever. And I was so fortunate. And in a business school, they broke their majors into 4 areas: marketing, finance, accounting, and management. And depending on which one you selected, you still had exposure to the other components, but it was important in business to know that it's multifaceted, right? And this is what Lauren's schedule today is, to give us a chance to put this into perspective. This is not about Agent Inc. It's about you. It's about Kat, Kelly, Mary, Sean, Cynthia. These are our businesses, right? This is a chance to reflect on what you want to accomplish next year. But it's not just next year. It's the year after, it's the year after. And when you're planning, you have to say, it's not like, oh, it's a new year, let's make a new plan. No, this is a new you. It's a new business that you've spent time to build, and it's going to be different than it was last year. You have to be responsive to the market. You have to recognize where your strengths are, where your weaknesses are, and where you spend your time. And the words that I heard Lauren talk about were goals and accountability and time and responding, reacting. Those are the right words to be thinking about. Because if you're going to build, then you need to have a goal. You need to be accountable to those goals. If you're spending your time reacting to market influences and reacting to your competitors and reacting to interest rates, that's okay. I mean, you're going to survive, but this is not about surviving. It's about thriving. And so when I decided that I was going to change my career and go into real estate, I went and interviewed with a lot of different people, and I saw different companies, and I selected Remax because they had commercial and they had residential, and I felt I fit in well with both. And I did well in their culture. But this time of year, just what just annoys me, this time of year, we would sit down with their managers of their enterprises, and it was all about, well, what kind of business plan are you going to do to push the Remax name? How are you going to make Remax to be the dominant force in our marketplace? Because that obviously is going to benefit you. This is how they approach things, and this is how their business planning went. And after about 4 or 5 years doing quite well in their system, this time of year, I sat there and I listened to it and I said, wait a minute, this is about my business. It's not about your business. And I thought, I'm going to just see what else is out there. And I went and I talked to everybody. And I found one guy who literally said, well, this is not about me. This is not about the company. This is about you. And that guy was Scott McDonald. And that has earned so much trust. And because he cared about me, and every single thing that Agent Inc. is built on is what? It's an agency for agents by agents. This is John McMonigal's just pounding this in. This is about you being successful. And the 40 days of farming, all the different components that go into giving you the tools. And then you get back to the 4 basic components: marketing, finance, accounting, management. Well, marketing, wow, you can't ask for a better marketing group than what we have. So the question you have to ask is, are you using this for your business? Accounting, well, we all probably have our own taxes. We all know what our mortgages are. We all know what our objectives are in order to make it. But the question is, are you thriving in this? And if not, well, okay, then you need to set up a plan, set up a financial plan, have your teammates and partners that are in this business with you together. And then what? Manage. You manage your time, and you plan, and instead of reacting, you're proactive. And so this is the one thing I wanted to leave with you, is what Lauren said, is that if you're not planning for how to meet your objectives as a business owner, you're going to react, and that's not thriving. Stop reacting and thrive, and do it by saying, here is a chunk of time that I'm going to do to reach out to people, to talk to people, to create new opportunities. The very best of the best in this business do that. And you have everything at your fingertips right here within Agent Inc. to do that. And so what I'm going to leave you with, and I think Carrie wants to say something, what I'm going to leave you with is that pick up the phone and call me, call Scott, call John, call Sean, call Lauren, and call Mike, and make us part of your team, because we're here when you have a problem, but we're here to help you thrive. And that's what you want to get. Carrie, did you want to say something?
Yeah, first and foremost, I want to say thank you so much for that. That was amazing what you just shared. And Lauren, as always, I'm a huge fan of hers, because I do see how hard she works. And one of the things that I want to share is, I have been in the business for 24 years, and I started out with Keller Williams, and nothing bad to say. I learned some great things there, but in my post and in the last week, I have been able to having people call me and reach out to me because of my passion that I have shared. People want to feel that energy when they work with somebody. And I have a few calls set up this week with Scott, and I can't tell you that my phone has been ringing like crazy. And maybe 6 months ago, nobody really knew who Agent Inc. is. I love doing videos. I love being out there. I definitely need practice, and Lauren's given me some great tips. She'll catch me on something, and what's great is she reaches out and she'll say, "Hey, what about this? Or have you thought about that?" And I just feel like you said, this is a new year. It's a new opportunity. There are so many agents that are lost and they just don't know. And my experience and my passion is because I have worked with other companies in the past, and I have never experienced what I've experienced with Agent Inc. with the support. And I always bring this up in most of these meetings when I talk, is I didn't know I was going to open this office up. And with the encouraging and the support and all of that, it was a bigger vision than what I even saw. And that this team allowed me to see that vision. And so I have teamed up with some people. We're working on it. They're going to be helping me reaching out to more and more agents, because what we want to do is create opportunities and conversations. And I tell Scott this and Mike, that really have taught me that it's not about closing the deal. It's not about getting in there and just pitching everything there is. It's really coming from a place of gratitude and passion and compassion, and really wanting to help those people that are in need of us to be able to help them. And this is what I have found with Agent Inc. is the integrity that you guys bring, the way that you speak to people, the encouragement. And I am just so excited. And we have a couple of interviews today with some new recruits, and we're talking, some of these people are big teams that we're bringing in, and I am so excited to show them what we have. I don't know everything, I'm learning, but it is my goal this year to really get dynamic at this, so where I can just do these calls by myself, because the amount of passion I have for this and sharing this it fills my heart, and it truly does. And to share that with other people, that they get the real estate license for a reason, for wealth, for freedom. And when I hear somebody tell me that they want to get a second job because they're not doing it, it upsets me. It breaks my heart, because that's something that you work so hard for. And I am passionate, committed to doing those things. And I just wanted to say thank you for having this business call and bringing up all these things, because there's a lot of things I have to work on, and I want to, and I'm excited about it, and my team's excited about it. And so thank you for that. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you, Scott, Mike, everybody, for just the wealth of the teachings that you teach us and the things that you bring to this table and you bring to this company. And I take them very wholeheartedly. So thank you.
Well, you're contributing a lot to our culture as well. Lauren, is this a good time for me to weigh in on 2 points?
Yeah. And then I
Okay.
think we have Kelly. I'm not sure how much time you have. I know that you're on the call too. But Scott and then Mike, if you have anything to say, and Kelly or anyone else, I do have a nice business analysis kind of worksheet that I wanted to work through with everyone, but we can do that towards the end. We have some time.
Okay, 2 things. One on culture that Jerry talked about and Carrie talked about. And then I have 4 points that I want you to take notes on regarding your own personal business plan and goal. So on culture, you know, there's an old proverb that represents a principle that has more impacted my life, not just my business life, my life, more than any other principle on the planet. And it's a principle of association. And there's an old proverb that says, if you walk with wise people, you will become wise. And the second half of that proverb is the scary alternative, which says, you know, if you walk with the wise, you'll become wise. And the companion of fools will suffer harm. One half is inspirational, the other half is scary. You hang with the wrong people and ouch, we don't get to where we want to be. So looking back, I had the gift of starting in this business, working for a little Century 21 office in South Orange County, not a huge group, but the husband and wife that owned it, he wasn't in real estate, she was. This was the biggest brand in the world at the time, Century 21, with over 60,000 agents in the United States. She was number 2 that year in the entire network. And I didn't even realize the gift of learning from people like that. But you know what happened because of who I was around and who I learned from? 4.5 years later, I'm now a Centurion Award winner at Century 21. I was ranking, I think, 287th in the country that year out of over 60,000 agents. So I wasn't just top 1%, I was top 1/2 of 1%. And it all happened naturally because of who I was around. And so I've coveted that reality of association ever since. And that is a gift that you all have. And like Carrie's passion and Jerry's passion, there are so many here passionate about helping you grow and wanting to be there and take advantage. There's no shortage of accountability. I have agents in this company that text me at the end of every day with a number. And that number represents how many conversations they had that day with people. And, you know, I thrive on simplicity. I've told them ahead of time, don't send me a paragraph. Don't send me a story. I'm too busy. Just send me a number. I'll know exactly what you mean. But there's accountability everywhere for those that want it and are ready for it. It's the old saying, when the student's ready, the teacher appears. And we've got teachers in our organization beyond anything I've ever seen. So that's culture. So here's what I've learned in 2 minutes, coaching agents for 25 years now, and those agents number into the thousands. And here's what I've learned. Here's my takeaway, 4 points, write them down. Number 1, be honest about the goal you set and the hours you're going to work per week in this business. It's human nature to set a goal that you think other people will be impressed with, but you don't own it. You know what? This isn't about anybody else. This is about you and playing your game. Be honest. What do you truly want? What are you truly committed to? And how many hours a week can you invest in real estate to make that happen? That's got to be your foundation. Get honest. And you know what? It's about you. There is no bad goal. The only bad goal is a goal that's not honest because you did it as an exercise. Number 2, build your plan around your strengths. If I had started in this business and someone said to me, Scott, there's the desk, there's the phone, here's your Mike Ferry script, pick up the phone and just start calling the phone book because that's how you're successful in real estate. You know what? I'd have washed out and failed because I am not a prospector. And I break down coaching into two parts. Your natural strengths lend you to be more of a prospector or a networker. And I had to make everything a networking event. I had to make everything a relationship event. That's just me. Now, I know plenty of prospectors that kill it, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I had good enough coaching and mentoring that I was given the freedom to build a plan around my strengths, which means I've never made a cold call in my life. Don't want to, never, it's not my strength, don't like it. So start there, build your plan around your strengths. Are you more inclined to thrive in a prospecting world, talking to people you don't know? Or are you more of a networker? And, I think that that's part of the wisdom of giving yourself permission to build a plan around how you truly, honestly want to work, not how you feel someone else will be impressed, or you'll feel I'm a more responsible real estate agent if I do X, Y, and Z. You know what? Maybe X, Y, and Z is the last thing you should be doing because you don't feel confident doing it. And I guarantee you, if you don't feel confident doing it, it's because very likely it's not playing to your strengths. So what if you give yourself permission to say, my plan doesn't have to look like anybody else's plan on the planet. I'm going to build it around my strengths, the way I actually want to work, my vision of what'll put a smile on my face as I go out every day. And I'm actually going to implement it because I believe in it and I own it and I like it. And it's me. And the heck with what anybody else thinks, because it's not their game. It's my game. And by the way, Lauren started with listing presentation. We have a great recording on the agentinc story listing presentation. Go back and listen to it. It's a resource. Lauren is involved. I'm helping to share it. A couple weeks ago, I interviewed Fred Wilson, who has one of the best games ever on a work day for him. He has a game where he's going to talk to 25 people, and he has more fun doing it than almost anybody I've ever known. That's a recording you can go back and listen to as far as figuring out some strategies and tactics for your plan. So number one, be honest about your true goal and how many hours a week you're going to invest in real estate to achieve it. Number two, build your plan around your strengths. Number three, owning your goal and your plan is the foundation for success. And again, it's got to be real. Be honest with yourself. Yeah, there's no bad goal. I don't feel like you don't measure up. Just be honest. Tony Robbins uses the word congruous, which is authentic. This is in alignment with who I really am. This is what I really believe. This is what I'm really, really, really committed to accomplish in 2023. And you know what? There's your recipes for success. You've got to own your goal and your plan. Number four, simplicity. Most business plans are an exercise that end up in a drawer, and they're never looked at again the whole year, and they're never implemented because they were just an exercise. Now, I simplify to the ridiculous because that's just my comfort level. And so I'm going to look at now what for 2023, what do I need to start doing? What do I need to stop doing? What do I need to do more of? What do I need to do less of? And again, this has nothing to do with what anybody else does. This is what you truly want to do. This is how you want to work. And if you give yourself that freedom, it's amazing how this plan takes life because you have true ownership for it. So the simplicity of business planning is just that. Do not create a complicated plan that goes in your drawer and 6 months later you go, oh yeah, I created a business plan. I'll go back and look at it. Don't do that. Give yourself permission today to say, I'm going to build a plan that's honest, that's real, that I'm committed to. I don't care how it compares to anybody else's plan. And I'm going to share it with people that I know can encourage me and help me. And here we go. This is my plan. All right. It's kind of maybe trying to drink out of a fire hose, but there's my words of wisdom after, gosh, so many years of doing this. And by the way, seeing people start brand new in the business at two different companies and become number one in the Orange County companies, following a simple plan and being empowered with feeling the freedom that they don't have to do it like anybody else. Hope that's helpful.
Thank you, Scott. I sincerely appreciate it. And I want to tell you, this is the time of year I always reflect back on you, because you're one of a kind, and you recognize that we are all individuals in what we're doing. And I'm not sure I'd be in real estate if it weren't for
Well,
you.
yeah, Jeremy, most of us aren't visionary creatives. I haven't had one original thought in my whole real estate career. I haven't had one. I've just looked at what other successful people were doing that I related to, and I went and did it. That's the gift. I mean, that is so neat. Our business is not that complicated. So that encourages me. But
when
yeah,
it does get complicated, I call Mike.
there you go.
All right, gang, I have to leave, but please call me if I can help any one of you. And I know that I can reach out to you for help, as I often do. So thank you, guys. Bye-bye. Happy New Year.
Yeah, thanks, Jer. Mike, jump in here.
Well, I just kind of want to reiterate some of what Jerry said and some of what you said, but I want to keep it really, really fundamental. Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback in the world because he knows how to pass, he knows how to read defenses, he knows how to get out of the way. Tom Brady would never, ever think that he would practice to become a center, because he would fail miserably as a center because he's not big enough, he's not quick enough, he would not keep anybody from getting to his quarterback. Each of us have to understand where our strengths are. And Scott, you said it so well. And each of us has to play the position that our strengths were designed for us to play.
Great analogy.
And if we are a quarterback, don't ever think about playing center. If you're a center, don't ever think about playing quarterback. But guys, play your game. Everybody's game is different, but play yours. So I want to keep it that simple. The other thing is that when it comes to a plan, I want to divide it between a goal and an activity. So when you go to the gym, many people have the goal of getting stronger, of losing weight, of doing something. That's your goal. But every day that you are at the gym and you are at the equipment, you have a strategy that will ultimately lead to that goal. But while you're there, you concentrate on that strategy, not the goal. You've already set that. Let that go. Concentrate on the strategy. So every day you get up, you want to do more business, then every day you get up and you have a strategy to lift more weights. You make more phone calls. You write 3 personal notes a day. You post 5 things a week. Keep it really, really, really basic, and you will hit your goal. But if you concentrate on the goal every day and you don't do the activities, you'll never hit the goal. Period. End of story. The other thing, and this is going to be, and I want to share something else, because many agents, and I've seen this for years, they get caught up with the technology of things. They get caught up with the not the benefits, but the features. And you know something, for those of us who were in this business before technology existed, before there was Facebook, before there was email, before there was all of this other stuff, do you know that with the advent of all that technology, everything that we can now do you know that the gross number of sales has not gone up in any market for decades? It fluctuates based on market conditions, not based upon technology. Think about that. In Rancho Santa Fe, we've averaged 300 sales a year for almost 2.5 decades. This was before websites. This was before any sort of social media. This was before anything. And with all of that, we still average 300 sales a year. So all the technology does, it's a tool to help us achieve the goal. And it's a tool that if it's implemented, we can take market share away from somebody else. That's the goal. Our goal is to take market share away from somebody else, because that's how we grow our business. We don't grow our business because we talk somebody into buying a house who never thought about buying a house, or anybody who just sell a house who doesn't have something going on in their life that necessitates that they sell their house. We don't do that. We just want to be there to help them achieve whatever transition they're in. And our piece of that puzzle is the purchase and sale of real estate. That's what we do. That's how we get paid. So stay fundamental. When you're trying to decide what you're going to do next year, have a goal, and then spend 90% of your time figuring out what you're going to do every day to achieve that goal, and do it every day. And that's where the accountability comes in. Did I make my 5 calls? Did I send out my 10,000 emails? Did I send out my 5 texts a day? Did I write a personal note to the people I really love and want to stay close to, just to say I'm thinking about them? Those are the things, guys, that'll endear clients to you, will endear them to refer their friends to you. Okay, and that will keep you top of mind whenever their particular need comes up. So that's what we have to concentrate on doing. You know, listing presentations are wonderful, but what you're really doing in a listing presentation is you're telling people how you are going to achieve their goal of marketing their house the fastest and for the highest possible price. That's all it is. Okay, so don't overcomplicate it. Make sure that everything in it shows them that it's going to lead to their goal, and how you are the best person in order to implement certain strategies that will help them achieve their goal. It's their goal.
Bingo. And yeah, let me add a few more seconds on that thought on simplicity. Look, your business has 2 components, and that's it. One component is you find a lead. You find someone with a need for real estate to buy or sell. The second component is, once you find them, do they want to work with you? Do they see you as someone they're confident in to lead them to buy or to sell? That's the business when you break it down. So look back at your track record and say, where do I need to improve? Am I generating 1 million leads and I just need to improve my batting average because not a high enough percentage of the leads I find end up working with me? Is that you? Or are you the person that says, man, people love me. They have confidence in me. They want to work with me, but I'm like a great brain surgeon with no one to operate on because I don't have any patience. I'm not finding any leads. Look, that's fundamental. That's part of that simplicity component, the 4th point I made. You've got to evaluate and say, where am I strong and where am I weak? Where do I need to focus to improve in 2023? Is it that I'm just not generating any leads? Or is it that I'm pretty good at generating leads, but not enough of those people want to work with me? Does that make sense? Man, the beauty of simplicity, but this is where the rubber meets the road. Mike, that's just good stuff.
That's because I have a simple mind.
There's power in simplicity and clarity. This business is not rocket science. I can tell you, having coached thousands of agents, in all honesty, when you ask most real estate agents, why would a client choose you over a competitor at another firm, or even someone else in your own firm, you know what their answer is?
I don't know.
No answer. It's a deer in the headlights look going, oh my gosh, I don't know. Well, guess what? That isn't going to take you where you want to go. No shame. I mean, this is not a put down, but
Hey, Scott, you know, there's one thing that I added to my things that I do every single night at the end of my day is I ask myself, what did I do that was right today? What did I do that was wrong? And what could I do that's different? And I've added that to what I do every night, and it helps me reflect on my day. And that's works for me. And that's something in alignment with what Mike was just expressing right there. So I do like to reflect on what my day brought to me, and I use those things.
Yeah. What you measure improves, and what you measure and report to somebody else dramatically improves. That's a great focus and a great exercise.
Can I say something?
See that Kelly McCall, who did over, I think, 7 million in sales this year, which is crazy because her farm area is Laguna Woods. So it's a lot of like a little bit on the lower side when it comes to the actual volume, but so she did so many units in sales. So I wanted her to come on here as well and chat about how she sets her goals, because she's been in the business for a while now, and she's someone that I know I personally look up to in real estate too. So welcome, Kelly.
Love it.
I look up more to you than you look up to me.
Because you're shorter than me, but yeah.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I agree with Mike, Scott, and oh gosh, I got to stand back here so I don't have to look at myself, because I have the screen on and I see myself, and I'm sorry, but I try to laugh at myself. You know, I agree with what Scott and Mike and everybody has said, but you know, the first thing I know dealing with a lot of seniors is that basically, did I lose you?
We're
Because
here.
my battery's going dead, so I'm going,
I can hear you.
You're
you
on.
can hear me?
Yep.
Okay, so basically I'm going to go get my battery. I noticed that when people are hurting, when people are not at their prime, and sometimes agents don't know if they're at their prime or not. And basically what I do is I go to the mirror and I start laughing at myself, and I tell myself jokes, and I have a marker that I can write on my mirror, and I can erase. And I say some positive things to myself. And I think I'm back now.
Yep.
And so basically, in order to really do the day, you have to have that state of mind. You have to have that positive attitude, that caring attitude, the loving attitude to help somebody, instead of having something that's been bothering you that you bring with you to a presentation. And so you've got to get all that out of there in order to help the other people. Like they say, put yourself aside to help the other people. So I totally agree with you, Scott and Mike. But you've got to start with yourself in the morning to release all the tension, everything, to have the attitude of helping other people. And dealing with the seniors can see past, can see your irritation or seeing that you're having a problem. And for some reason, they'll go with the next person. But laughing at yourself, getting out and looking at yourself and telling yourself jokes and writing positive things before you even start the day is crucial for me to be positive in everything I do.
Kelly, I know you come from a great place of gratitude and perspective, and my goodness, you're averaging 25, 30 sales a year in a market with an average sales price of what, 400,000, 500,
3
right?
or 4, yeah.
And just phenomenal. And you've been averaging that level of sales for 25 years. I don't think there's anybody in Laguna Woods that has greater knowledge. In fact, I think you've forgotten more about Laguna Woods information than most agents will ever learn in their careers. And that's just absolutely amazing. So congratulations. And what a great encouragement and example you are for all of us.
Well, thank you very much. I feel like I should be looking up to all you guys, because you guys are doing $1 million homes and and things like that. But I like the seniors. I like to work with them because they have a love and an understanding that young people don't have. And I have that passion, and I guess the reason why I do as well as I do is because they see the compassion. And some people don't have compassion when they do real estate. And find that passion in your heart and humble yourself and be the person that you would like to be, or like to have somebody to be for you when you sell your house. And and be understanding and listen to the people. And that's all they want, and they want the job done. And when you are humble and you tell them all about the area, and you show them that you know the area and you know the house, you know the market, they want to go with you
Well,
and they're comfortable with you.
Kelly, you just remind me of that reality that there's a threefold test as to whether someone is going to move toward us and have confidence in us. And one is, can I trust you? Number two is, do you care? Number three, do you know what you're doing? And you check all those boxes in spades, and it comes across, and hey, we're proud of you.
Well,
Love
thank
the-
you. I'm proud of all you guys, and you guys keep going. Okay, I'm taking off my
Thanks,
pictures.
Kelly.
Video.
If anyone else also wants to speak, of course, this is a workshop, so it's meant for everyone to kind of put their heads together. But I really liked how Kelly recognizes her, and it goes back to what Mike says, is we all know what we're good at. Personally, I love marketing, and that's my favorite part of my job here. And when I divvy away from that, I think it's pretty evident that I want to go back to doing my marketing and things like that. But we can be pulled in so many different directions, and it's just important to know what you're good at and things like that. So that being said, I did put this in the chat, and hopefully everyone is able to download it. This is a business analysis, and this is just for reflection. I actually I'm here at the office, and I printed one out for myself. So I plan on going through this later on, or hopefully by the end of this year. So it kind of goes through, and it was taken from a combination of companies and what they, real estate companies, and how they look back on their personal business. And of course, this is for you as an agent, and it's kind of goes back into that checklist that I was showing you all earlier. And it really ties into what Mike was saying, what Scott was saying. So this is on the sell side, if you had any listings this year, and it kind of asks you questions. And I think it would be very beneficial for everyone. I'm not going to single anyone out to go through this with me, but asking yourself these questions and actually taking a pen to paper, or if you're like me and you like doing everything digitally, you can also type it in as well. But just questions that it asks you, what were your primary sources of your listings, and just writing that down and kind of acknowledging how you get your listings. It's different from everyone. For people like Kelly and, Mike and things like that, like they've been in their farm area for so long. A lot of people just get referrals because they know the area for so long. So it's repeat business, and, they're actively part of their community. Then we have the buyer section. So it really just has you think about everything that you personally have done this year. And again, I put this in the chat, and I'll send it out to the team as a whole, for everyone that wasn't on this call, but it really just goes through, like, did you conduct a qualifying interview for each buyer? What activities were the best sources for finding buyers? Is there a profile of the type of buyers you enjoy working with the most? And yes, that's a question we can ask ourselves just off the bat. But when you have something like this, a questionnaire that's actually asking you for an answer, a pen to paper answer, you'll be able to actually write down. It kind of makes you think about that. Personal marketing, like I said, do you have a system to stay in touch with your sphere of influence? What methods? Things like that. Prospecting, how often do you prospect for new business? And again, I saw that some people in here were looking for some accountability partners. So if you're looking for an accountability partner, be sure to put your name in the chat. I see there's one in here as well. And then I also just saw that one of our agents in here messaged me privately and said, I'm committed to going into the office 2 to 3 times a week from now on, and starting to make phone calls for a few hours starting this Monday. So that is awesome. What three things can you do to improve your success in prospecting for new business? And just general questions, do you know your market? And it's nice to just think about all of this here. So a competitor evaluation, maybe there are, some other talented agents in your area, and you can write down their names and kind of figure out, and this is obviously confidential for yourself, but what was your biggest challenge in the past year and how did you overcome it? And what are 3 things you could do to improve your general situation? and things like that. So again, I put this in the chat and it's just really will get you thinking. I personally, you know, someone will ask me a question like this and I'll kind of just blow past it. But when I have something like this printed in front of me, like a homework thing that I actually have to complete, it really makes you think. So just wanted to share that. And then I know Henry Horn couldn't be on the call today as well, but he did want to share his 10 to-dos for 2023 he shared with me. So Henry is one of our top agents up in the Los Angeles area. He has a team of about 15 agents. I believe it might even be more than that now. But his 10 to-dos that he wanted to share is focus on nurturing my pipeline. He has a lot of clients waiting on the sidelines right now. He wants to increase his digital marketing. So when I hear that, maybe he wants to start doing video marketing. Maybe he wants to, you know, create a TikTok channel, which is a whole new platform of social media marketing that he wants to do. Maybe he wants to just go full force into his Instagram page or Facebook page and work on that as well. Create a newsletter from my farm, which will tie into my website. So after seeing that this is one of his goals, I'll probably reach out to him and ask him if he sees the newsletter that we send out monthly and if we can cater it to him in some way. Focus on multifamily business, both in sales and leasing. And I think this is because he had a couple of big deals up in LA that were multifamily and apartment complexes as well. So he's been working on those. And I think he found a nice niche that he likes working on, doing that as well. Holding at least 3 events for networking with existing and potential new clients. Focus on mentoring my team members, more one-on-one time. Continuing to improve social media presence, recruit more experienced agents, take additional training courses, and attend more agenting meetings. So these are his goals that he wrote out and sent them to me this morning. I know he couldn't be on the call, but really just putting, and I do this too, and I know a lot of our agents do this, is putting the pen to paper. And I know it might sound lame, but actually writing down those goals and, you know, send them to our marketing department. We'll make them look all nice for you. You can hang them in your office or your home office, but something to just look at and just actually writing them down, I think makes all the difference. And, you know, look back at those goals next year at the end of the year and see if you are satisfied with your results and how you can get yourself there. So.
Well, and Lauren, I'd like to say something. Once you have a goal, under each one of these should be the activity that you're going to do to achieve the goal. In other words, if you want to increase your digital marketing, what does that mean? Does that mean you're going to create some templates to send out 3 times a week? Does that mean you're going to create something else to send? In other words, every single time you have a goal, you then have to know what you're going to implement to get there. And during the course of the year, what you implement and what you do to get your goal might change based upon the experience you have in the implementation. So it really takes both. Set the goal and then define how you're going to achieve it.
And then get this marketing checklist and put those up for everybody too.
And I'll send this out to everyone as well. But thank you, Mike. Does anyone else want to speak or participate or have any insight or, you know, want to share some of their goals?
Or a question?
Or any questions? Or if you need an accountability partner, put it in the chat as well.
You know, what I would like to do is in closing, I'd like to reiterate the simplicity of our business. We will do more business if we meet more people. And there are lots of ways to do that. We will do more business if we are able to communicate to the people we meet what our added value is to help them and or their friends and family members to achieve their real estate goals. We will not do more business if we don't meet more people. We will not do more business if we do not reach out to people. We will not do more business if we don't improve our knowledge of the marketplace, whether it's the global market or if it's the micro market of your farm. So just keep that in mind, that everything we do is designed to help us do that. And everything we do in terms of follow-up is designed to keep us top of mind with all the new people and all the old people that we know. It's that basic. So don't ever deviate from those fundamentals because you won't win.
Well, I love that. And I just have a quick thought as we look forward. Team, it's human nature. If you didn't accomplish your goals last year, there's a propensity to obsess on that and think about that. You know what? It's done. 2022 is in the rear view mirror. Do not let your rear view mirror become your windshield. And all you're seeing is what you didn't do and this didn't happen. It doesn't matter. We all go into a new year with the windshield the right size, learning from the past, but the windshield is your opportunity. That's where you look. That's where we're going. And you know what? It doesn't matter what didn't happen. It's all available to us. It's a do-over. It's a start over. And that's true for every one of us. So keep that. Take that as a gift and say, hey, nothing else matters of what I didn't do right, didn't accomplish. This is a new year and we're all going to go after it together. So appreciate all of you very much and being on this journey together.
Yeah, and thank you everyone for joining. And of course, I'm going to try to have another one too, because I have a couple other speakers such as Shelley Black that would like to be part of this call, probably towards the beginning of this year, hopefully the first or second week of January. But just wanted to say Happy New Year. And if you are writing those goals out, we are all available to help you if you're looking for those solutions that Mike was the actual action plan. And if you need some suggestions on how to get there, we are all available to help you with that kind of stuff. So let us know. We're available and Happy New Year. Hope you guys stay safe. And let's hope if you're in Orange County that it doesn't get rained out with the fireworks this year, or California. So, all right. This will be also.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everyone. Thank you.
Happy New Year, everybody. Take care.